The driving parts of this video is me driving around this part of Phuket, Thailand. Some of the videos I'm creating are to help current and future passport brothers. I've been in Asia for about 3 months, Vietnam first, then Thailand, and next I go to the Philippines. I will tell you all I have learned and experienced. I want to show that things are not as great and amazing as some YouTube creators claim. I think if you know what to fully expect, you can plan your trip better and not waste a lot of money. This video does not only apply to Thailand, but it applies to Asia in general. What I cover in this video can apply to almost all Asian countries. In this video, I will cover where to get lotion without any skin whitening in it and other products we use in America. Plus motorcycle rentals, but I call them scooters, and some other information related to transportation, such as getting a traffic ticket from the police. I also cover food because the food here is not good. If you go to what they consider a high-end restaurant, it is okay, but the food in the malls, the food courts, and on the streets, no. And last, I will cover medications. Plus, I will still create other videos as to why I'm now and officially a passport brothers. You know, female logic videos. Before I get into the video, I want to tell you about the interesting observations I have observed. I dyed my hair. I got rid of all of the gray. Then I noticed that I was not getting as much attention from the ladies. And some of the older ladies, the ones about 30, in the past, they would at least smile. But now they give me a look that says, no. And some of them give me a look that says, hell no. So I started to look at different couples, and I realized that to a 20 to 30 year age gap is not the exception, it is the norm. It is acceptable. It's not looked down on, and this explains a lot. So keep some of your gray hair, men. These women seem to prefer older looking men. I mean, women who are in their early 20s prefer older looking men. Many of the YouTube videos I watched before coming to Asia say that it's very hard to find lotion and other products that do not have some type of skin whitening in them. I found this not to be true. This store is called Watson, and they have stores all over Asia, Vietnam, and Thailand, and the Philippines. It has all the major brands we use in America. This is where you find lotion without any skin whitening in it. No whitening. Shit. And if you want it, you can always get it, but let me show you around to give you an idea of what you can expect. Watson has larger stores than this with more variety, but this is a small store. This is also where I got my men's hair coloring. For the ladies, I'm going to show you the makeup section. If you cannot find what you're looking for here at Watson, then you do have competition. Other stores that provide the same products. You know, these are your colors. There's Phuket, Thailand is not that big, but it can take about 2 hours to drive from the top to the bottom of the island. Most tourists or foreigners stay in where it takes about 30 to 1 hour to drive from one beach to the next. And if you're going to go to the airport from the bottom of the island to the top of the island, it can take about 2.5 hours. Well, maybe I'm correct, an hour and a half to 2 hours. This is me being pulled over by the police and being given a ticket. You want to avoid the police and a $30 ticket for not having a motorcycle license. They do not drive during rush hour, which is between about 3:30 to 6 o'clock. And try to avoid passing any police stations. That's where they hang out. The little buildings on the corner, those are the police stations. Driving without a helmet is a $15 fine or $15 ticket. And you must pay it right then and there. You must have the cash on you right then and there. $15 is about 500 Thai baht, and $30 is about 1,000 Thai baht. Thailand calls these things motorcycles, but I call them scooters. Scooters came on the market around 1983. I was able to rent one scooter for about $5 a day, but the price can be as much as $10 a day. You can leave your passport or deposit, and I think the deposit is like 5,000 Thai baht, which is about 5 times 3 is about $150. I prefer to leave cash and not risk my passport. And plus, I think they also prefer cash. I had my motorcycle license in America for about 10 years, and these things are not motorcycles. Motorcycles provide much more control and better handling. This because they have bigger tires. This gives the motorcycle more comfort and a much safer ride. This is the NMAX, which is one step below a motorcycle. However, something this big costs a lot more to rent. The ones I rented I consider to be little scooters. It gets the job done, but I do not recommend riding one of these things for more than 1 hour. Plus, the throttle control on these rental scooters do not work like a motorcycle. This could be because of too many renters or the way they are built. I do not know. I rented 3 of these scooters, and the throttle control does not snap back as fast as a motorcycle. When you reach the throttle, it can stick to your hand. It sticks more when it's wet or when it's raining or when you are sweating a lot. Because of it, I crashed a few times and almost crashed many other times. So I stopped driving it when it's raining or when it's about to start to rain, and I avoid driving them at night. I do not think they're all that safe. I did attempt to wash the throttle with soap, but it did not help. It did not get that stickiness off of it. So I think it's how they are made. I think they make it to where when the wetter it gets, the more it sticks. So if you're used to riding a real motorcycle, then these scooters are not the same. And you have to be a lot more careful. Many YouTube videos talked about how great and wonderful the food here is in Thailand. Plus they also said that it's very cheap. No. The food is cheap, but the portion size is also smaller. So I ended up spending about $10 on a meal. In other words, I had to get like 2 different meals in order to get filled up. But I found a way to get my food budget down to a reasonable amount, and I will explain later. I am from Chicago, and Chicago always had a great food culture. The best Mexican food I've ever had has been in Chicago. Not California, not Arizona, not Texas, but Chicago. For 2 decades, from 1970s to the 1980s, a Thai restaurant in Chicago was voted the best Thai food in the world. I always wondered how could they say such a thing, but now I know how. When I came to Thailand, I thought the food would be similar to this Thai restaurant in Chicago. Maybe not as good, but similar. The food you get at the Thai restaurant in Chicago and the food you get in Thailand are not the same thing. They're not even on the same planet. They're not even in the same league. There's nothing similar about them. Most of the Thai food I have had in Thailand sucked. It is so bad, it made me think about moving to Mexico. Yes, it is cheap, but if you cannot eat it, then being cheap means nothing. I tried Thai street food, which really sucked. The Thai food in the mall is sometimes edible. I tried Thai food at a nice Thai restaurant here, and that food was okay, but nowhere near as good as the food I got or you get at the Thai restaurant in Chicago, which, by the way, is located right next to magnificent mile. I think it's next to the Marriott Hotel. Because of this, my food budget increased to $12 to $15 a meal. Yes, I was spending a lot of money on fast food. This is when I discovered that McDonald's fried chicken is a lot better than Kentucky fried chicken. And you have Kentucky fried chicken all over the place here in Asia. They say that Americans are fat. We might be fat, but Vietnam, Thailand, and Asia in general loves Kentucky fried chicken. One YouTube creator said that he and his Philippine wife now eats mostly American food. She prefers American food over Philippine food. I did try to find some Thai food that I can eat, but most of it I cannot. I now shop at the grocery store and buy their prepared meals. It costs about $3 a meal. Here in Asia, the grocery stores are in the malls. In America, our grocery stores are too big to go into the malls, so they have to be standalone stores. Like I bought these ham and cheese sandwiches, which cost about $1.30 each, and 3 of them is a meal for me. There are other things that are just as cheap that you can buy, which also makes up a meal. For the food at the grocery store that I buy when I'm back home in America, the costs or the prices are about the same. But I understand that for the rest of the world, like Europeans and Australians, I think these prices are way too high. Yes, but in America, this is what they charge us. To keep this video from becoming too long, let me finish with medications. I had to get one of my medications refilled. I went to the pharmacy and without any prescription, without a doctor visit, all she did was ask me how many I wanted, gave me the price, and she gave me the medication. And what I paid for this medication out of pocket in America would cost about $200. Here it was only $3. No doctor visits, no prescription, no nothing. Just walked up to her, told her what I needed, and boom, she gave it to me. Which proves that we are really being screwed in America, and screwed in so many different ways. One more thing. All the major cities in Asia has bad pollution. None of the vehicles, cars, scooters have catalytic converters. So if you have allergies or problems with carbon monoxide or exhaust fumes coming from the vehicles, then Asia is not for you. You cannot escape it in a restaurant, at the malls, in your hotel, or on the beach. You cannot escape the carbon monoxide or exhaust fumes. In fact, since all the restaurants are outdoors, it kind of builds up in the back of the restaurant. And in the malls and the grocery stores, sometimes when you walk through the malls or the grocery stores, you can hit with a big whiff of the carbon monoxide. And let me tell you, for me, I gotta sit down for about 15 minutes, or I'm gonna pass out. I'm hoping that when I go to the Philippines, the provinces, it's gonna be a lot better and not as bad. But if they are, then I'm gonna have to leave Asia. There's no way I can live in Asia. However, to leave things on a positive note, or to end this video positive, the women in Asia do make you feel desired. And this goes for both Vietnam and Thailand. And I was told that the Philippines is even better. Okay, out. Time.